Yo, 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 once again, hey, it's your boy H. Hendricks, and we're in the studio live again for another broadcast of Speak Your Truth. Hey, we got a couple special guests in the video. We're gonna be bringing them in just a moment. Hey, today, make sure y'all get out and like, share, and comment. This is gonna be happening weekly. We all will be on. But today we're gonna actually handle some very interesting subjects. Can I get everybody on? Where everybody at? Let's get this going. So we're gonna get it started. So we're gonna get it started. So the first question we got here, we got some pretty good people on. Let me introduce them, and as they come on, I'm gonna just introduce the guests that I have here today. We got my boy, my friend, this guy right here. Man, I work with on a daily basis. My main man, Cody. Cody, the thought
What's
experiment.
up?
Say what's up to the people,
Yeah,
Cody.
yeah. I got a podcast called Cody's Thought Experiment on YouTube, and I'm on X as well and Rumble. So, but yeah, this is my second time going live.
Okay, for sure, for sure. And then we got another and the main man in the building. The guy I grew up with, fly guy. They call him TC Red, or better known as Mr. Trav. Go ahead, say what's up to the people.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Money Duffel, man. Everybody know me as Tribe. Had a podcast for a few years, starting back up, and I stream currently on Twitch. Money Duffel Tribe. You can watch my 2K runs with people who think they better than me, but I'm always better than everybody. So yeah, buddy. What's up?
All right, bet.
Nice.
And then bring it around and know it from the ground up, know it from birth. You know what I'm saying? Good people, good family. We got that's P. That's P. You can say what's good to the people.
Hey everyone, I'm old as P or P for short.
Yeah, yeah. You got any
What's
following
up,
where they
P?
can follow or catch you at?
They can follow me at Miss Honeycomb underscore Bella on Instagram. MRSHONEYCOMB underscore comb. So Miss Honeycomb Bella on Instagram.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Make sure y'all like, share, follow on the Twitch, the Rumbles, on the Instagrams. There'll be continuous guests, but we'll be dropping all the information in the comments or actually in the description up here. But get to it. Let's kick it to it. This podcast is based off of speaking your truth, and so I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts. I've been hearing a lot of different things that are happening, and one of the major things I feel like that's missing in society is the misconception of what relationships may be. Because what you may think about it, I may think something different. What you feel about it, I may feel something different. But one of the main subjects that come down to it is, and this is like from the beginning, and we're a little bit of older crowd, and so this may mean something, may not mean
I'm
something to
still
you.
young. What you talking about?
But does body count really matter? Meaning, like, does it matter how many persons a person dated before you, how many times they was married before you, or things such as that? Does that something that really like determines whether you'll be able to get to know somebody better or like kind of start building a relationship? So I'll kick it off. I'm gonna start this off with my main man Cody. What you got? How you feel about it, Cody?
Hold on. I'm sorry. What do you mean body count again?
Okay, so body count is like how many people a person dated before you. Does it matter if
Hmm.
a person dated 10 people before you, 7 people before you?
Slept with and slept with,
Think
dated
yeah,
and
yeah.
slept
Like,
with.
has they also been able to, if they was with somebody, if they slept with them also, like if in
Hmm.
terms of even
Okay.
sleeping with the woman, how many people that was
Yeah.
intimate with before you?
Personally, I don't think it matters. I just don't like if I'm dating someone. I don't really want to know about it too much
Hmm.
because I, you know, it's just something I wouldn't really ask. I'd be like, how many guys have you slept with? It's something I would not ask anybody. Like,
Seriously.
it seems kind of awkward, but as far as me caring, I don't care.
Yeah,
You know,
whatever. Okay.
close to 40, I don't care.
Yeah, whatever, man. Right. All right. What about you, Trav? How you feel about it? And what have been some of your experiences?
I want to second that. I really don't care how many people you slept with, but like if you speak on it, like, oh, I slept with 250 people, it's like, whoa,
Yeah, damn.
like,
That's
Uh,
crazy.
dang. I think about it at that point, like
I'd be like,
that
damn,
probably
nice.
That probably make me think about it a little bit more, you
Nice
know.
job.
Yeah,
That's a lot
so
of
let
people.
me get the clear out the way. Yeah, it made me think about it a little bit more. If they were, you know, that intimate with so many people, but personally, I don't really care, you know.
Personally, okay, it don't really matter to you. It's not something that you really consider. Because I mean, like maybe
Right.
as you grow up, and I'll tell you my experiences. Like back in the days, probably when I was like 12 or maybe 15, or when I just was trying to get into dating, that was kind of like one of the things. To be like, oh, how many people you did? Oh no, I don't know. Or
Right.
I want to be the first. I maybe want to be these things. And I think it was always like something a person like as you get older, I kind of like got away from because I know where I've been. I know what other people have experienced in their lives. And as you get older, many people have different careers. Like they might be an escort. And as a man, if that's the person I decide to date, well, I understand what her lifestyle has been. Or she could have been a stripper. So I'm saying she changed her life. I'm the guy that happened to find this person. I know what her lifestyle has been. So that can definitely feed now my mind to be like, long as the body count don't come with other things and things outside of Jesus. As long as you straight, experiences matter. Experience is what matters. And so, P, how do you feel about
Yeah.
that?
No, I agree.
How do I feel
Also,
about
yeah.
having that?
Sorry. Go ahead, P.
Oh no, you can talk. I'm doing three things at once.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean,
I was
it's
just
like
saying, the
as you
older you
said, Cody,
get,
you said it's not really a question you even ask.
the older you get, though, it's like, the it's just naturally gonna happen, regardless. You know. So, I mean, why even worry about it? What are their intentions?
For sure, like
You
what's
know.
your intentions behind it? Yeah. Like it comes down to like what's your intention because like when as I said like back in the days the people would like stay away from certain people like so now that you see say people from high school where you could have identified as that the whore of the school or the girl that was like the slut or whatever terminology you may want to use at that time like would you still give that person a chance now if they grew up to be like nice looking you have to encounter them again or do you still
Oh
hold
yeah.
that against them?
Uh,
I definitely would hold it against them if, you know, they didn't tell me. Like if it's a thing on communication, communication is everything to me. If you're able to tell me, oh, this is the lifestyle I've lived and this is the lifestyle I want to continue to live.
But I don't think that's any. I don't think that's any of nobody business because that doesn't define who that person is and how they deal with you at the end of the day. So if 10 years ago or 5 years ago the girl used to be a hoe or stuff around or whatever the case may be, to be honest, like like I was saying, if you go to another state, that person don't know if you a hoe or not. You could be a hoe in Miami and be a princess in Atlanta. Why? Because no one knows you at the end of the day. So
Mm.
very somebody as a grown person, a mature person, I haven't had any mature guys that sit up there and ask, "Well, I have a question for you. How many people have you ever been with?" Because that's neither there or here. The question is how is it that your intentions with this person and how you see that person. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of guys like a little sprinkle of hoe on them anyway.
True,
To be
Sprinkle
honest,
because
out.
I don't. Truthfully, I mean, it's kind of I made even not frowned upon, but I know most people don't want nobody with no experience. Like, so if you use as a virgin, they be like, "Oh, you're a virgin." Dang,
Oh,
this
nah,
comes
give
with
me a
these
version.
particular troubles. He says purity, but then it kind of be like, "Oh man, the struggle of love." And that doesn't even have to be the original thing you into a person for. Like, you could get to know people for who they are, but then just to know that the person like that, you might be like, "Oh my gosh." This
That's
it's like another
pressure.
tutorial in terms of what
so the
what I
real question is, as a older, mature men, do you feel like it is important for you to have that sexual experience with the person? How it depends on how important of the needs being satisfied that you as a person will you want a person to be for you and your own self. because you find that a lot of people say might be a good person or a good girl and not do all these things, but you still want to, curiosity kills the cat. You see somebody over here or heard about experience over here, and your curiosity is like, boy, I wonder how that person is. And then, to be honest with you, a lot of men, some men get in relationships by default or entanglement just because that they enjoy having sexual relations with a person. And sexual relations, if you do it so many times, that creates a certain type of bond with that actual person. You start to care about the girl.
Yeah, I mean that does happen. Like, say for example, you can start off one way in anything. Like, so this me and a girl, we getting to know each other. We start off on, say, a sexual basis. So that's the connection that we have. I find you attractive, you find me attractive, so we sexy got together. And as I got to know this girl, she started off with just like a one night, but she became my forever based off of getting to
Mhm.
know her. Like, that could happen. Like, and
Right.
because at that point it's like, oh, whoever minds, because now I'm going deeper. Now I'm more deeper in like
Now I'm
what you
more
like to do,
entrenched
trying to
with her.
care about you. My feelings are there, but in the
Hmm.
initial part of like getting to know you, it's kind of like, oh, okay. If you tell me right off the bat, I'm just at a date, and you're like, yeah, she asks you a question, you ask, you be like, oh yeah, it's 100. I'll be like, dang, 100. I might second guess it. Like, in my mind, the initial spark go like, man, I ain't finna get to know this girl that much. I might just, do one, two things, but I ain't gonna get to know her. So a lot of people don't never really tell the actual count or never will. But as an older dude, like I mean, it don't necessarily matter. It has been those instances where I started off in those relationships and got to know the person better, and it ended up like, dang, I ended up with this action longer than I needed to.
Yeah.
So,
For
so back
me,
to your point, Keto. Like with girls, like I know that happened the same thing with females. Like with females, y'all too started things off of like as it's just like a sexual attraction, right? And then y'all didn't want dudes to be like for the long term.
Um, Depending on certain females do want, dudes for that actual longevity. But a lot of females, they skip some processes when it comes to dealing with men in general.
No,
Give me one
true,
second. Hold
true.
on.
And so my synopsis to
Or
this
you can get into.
it's kind of feel like as you get older, that doesn't really matter, right? So that's not like a really a big thing. That's something that don't really matter. That as long as the if it starts off one way, then you end up other way, then it becomes better. And so moving into like relationships, now that you got to know the person, things have gotten better with the person. Does 50-50 in relationships really matter? Like, how does the approach happen? Is everything supposed to be like bust down the middle? Or is that like a real perspective? Because some people saying like, what are you bringing to the table? What are you offering toward this? And it's almost like a meet me in the middle. Or is it kind of like, wait, what do you stand on, like 50-50, or what is it for you?
To me, 50-50 matters because if you give someone no responsibility, they then would run over you. Like, there's no way that's not gonna work. You have to have some type of responsibility in the home, and everybody has a role in the home, no matter if it's both washing clothes, no one washing clothes. Like, there are men job, women jobs. I don't care what y'all, if y'all say this is sexist. There are men jobs in the home, and there are women jobs in the home. Both jobs can be done by both sexes, but it's preferably done by that party of choice. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
so that 50-50 nonsense, yeah, it's cool. Most people don't want to do that or live like that, but don't want to, they don't want to take on that mantle of that mantle of the head of the household. Like, most women, they don't want to be the head of the household, but want to have say like the head of the household. So
hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like 50-50 does matter, and it should be a thing. Yes, we both
Okay.
make it. most women making more money than men these days. So yeah, to me, 50-50 should be the thing.
I
50-50.
don't feel like 50-50 should be the thing. I don't feel like 50-50 should be the thing because in reality, a man expects so much more out of a woman, to be honest with you, when they go and say this whole 50-50
No
ordeal.
doubt.
So
Hmm.
50-50, you expect, if most men say, for instance, you want a successful woman. Oh, I want her to be on her shit. I want her to have a good job. I want her to be beautiful. I want her to have something going on for herself and everything like that. However, what comes with that as a woman, and you seen like certain movies, Tyler Perry and them, where that successful woman, the thing that she's lacking is time. She does not have time for you. She doesn't have time to sit up there and pour into you. She don't have time to hear about what happened at your job because she's still dealing with the things that happened with her job. She doesn't have time to be that full support system while at the same time being a successful person too. It's kind of hard to manage both of them. So when it comes to 50-50, men have to, you have to take one to leave one. Like, it's like a double standard. I can't help you pay bills and go to work and sit up there and deal with your mental and sleep with you good and suck your whatever and go to the gym and work out and still have my peace of mind and bringing all these other attributes to you at the ending of the day, while you still expect for me to work 80 plus hours every week on top of that. So meaning with men, you go to work, you are known, so you're supposed to be a provider at the ending of the day. A provider. It is nowhere that say that Eve had to help Adam provide, but what she did is took care of what he provided for her. So going 50-50 and expecting the girl to do all these things, that's not theoretically like, that's not, it's possible, but it's gonna be things that is gonna be lacking in your relationship.
Okay.
We don't have time to spend with each other. The sex not good. Then you find yourself drifting off to other people who gives you that time and that energy, even if they don't have all of those things at that moment. Because as people, we are, we meant to interact with each other. How can I be with you and I'm not interacting with you? It's like a business deal. In that case, you might as well be a roommate. That's not a relationship.
Yeah, but so like in 50-50s, I mean, I think I don't. That's not a realistic perspective. Be honest, because everybody has to come to 100, right? So if you give your best, I give my best, then we
When
best
we
guy.
saying
The idea we do it is
50-50,
more
are we
realistic.
talking about money fifty
No,
fifty?
no,
Because
no.
I never went 50-50. So I did. I never went 50-50. So in the
I
terms
hear
of
you
50,
50-50.
I never went 50-50. I never went half on certain things when the man is this either why he down, I'm doing 70-30 until you come up, and then once you get your things
That's why I'm
situated, this is
single.
not no 50-50. This is back to 70-30. So I don't do 50-50. It's just like, as a man, I'm gonna depend on you for doing certain things. So that's just what it is. But I notice that most men who require 50-50 certain times are, I'm not gonna say are the ones who can't financially, but the ones who the money isn't as profitable to do certain things. Because going half is cool, but at a certain point, when do we stop this 50-50?
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, the 50-50 part is not always financial. This can be like your 50% of whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Right,
give you
that's
an
what I was
idea.
trying to
Like
see.
it's
What was the
so yeah, yeah, I mean, in
50-50?
general, 50-50 concept. The concept of it is normally goes to like say bills. But I mean, if a woman is probably making more than a man can supply just the bills, which is great. She does her part of like, okay, cool, make sure some groceries are in there, or making
Right.
sure like, hey, okay, the kids are maybe picked up. So it's really like picking up what the other person is weak when I see like, so sometimes I'm gonna be 80-20. Sometimes the person gonna be 70-30. Sometimes the dude found on the 30 side and the woman got to be able to hold it 70 down. But generally what happens in it that when a woman gets to 70, she sometimes push the man down or like, then she kind of like talk down to the dude, make him feel less. But instead of like sometimes you could build them back up if it's all just financially, but y'all just working whatever it takes to make y'all thing work. Because everybody relationship work different. But the 50
Right.
50 finance, if we got to do 50, hey, listen, we trying to get this deposit. You save 5,000, I save 5,000. Cool, let's get a house. Especially if y'all two single people trying to get it together. Like, I don't feel like if I'm just, unless I'm married with you, then I see the 70-30 working. But in terms of, like, say, a relationship, me and a person, yeah, yeah, we 50.
So
I pay for half date, you pay for half date,
I think that's what it is.
stuff
You
like
need
that
to
work. Like,
see it's 50-50 with most men. When you say 50-50, most of the time I think Travis is more financial when you saying 50-50.
No,
So
I never said
when
more
you say
financial. I said
50-50, it's more the other things that you require and stuff like that with it.
I think like um, it's like it 50-50 changes like during what point of the relationship you're at because if you first start dating someone, you're gonna be like, it's not gonna be about money. It's not gonna be about that. I mean, it might be
well,
depending who
Cody,
you're
there are some
dating.
people that talk about money first.
that's
I
all the
mean,
women talk
that's
about. That's
true.
all they
Yeah.
hear is money, money. When you say 50-50, they hear money. Not what you do in the house, not what you do to build your empire. Money. That's all they hear. 50-50 for money.
What I can tell you as a man, I don't expect any money from any girl. Like, I'm not gonna be like, why are you not paying for me today? You know what I mean? So I feel like, um, but like, how long you've been dating and what part of the relationship you're at changes everything drastically. Like, if you're just hooking up, it, you don't feel like the need to do anything really, you know. But if you start dating that person, that's when what you put in is, I guess what you expect back. But it's different between a man and a woman, I think. Just because the roles are different. And I understand what she's saying. And financially, yeah, I mean, it's good. I know women want security. Like, that's just a fact. Um, but as far as like, I never expect anyone to give me money, but when you're in a relationship for a long time and like, if the other person needs money or whatever, help each other out. It's like eventually you get to a point where you're kind of sharing finances. So, I mean, I don't know. That's my input on that one.
Yeah. So when it comes to say you said something pretty cool, which was like sharing finances. Like what do you mean by share finances? Like you saying like you pay for some of the days, she pay for the days, so you kind of like just work together to get stuff done. Or what's your concept of work? You mean share
Yeah,
finance?
yeah, yeah. Like, you know, it's you gotta make sure to, be like, oh, I got this, you know, and if she gets it, that's good too. But I would just say definitely gotta pay most of the time.
Hey, okay.
I mean, if you wanted to be happy.
Or you want to be happy. Okay. And so when it comes to 50-50 feet, so like the idea of like why you feel like that's even a thing when people consider 50-50?
Honestly, 50-50. It just depends on what that person. Hey, what value is it that they have towards you at the end of the day? And I think it kind of depends on what is that man looking for at at certain times. There's certain men who come around and they're already situated. They're just looking for a partner to spend time with. They're not necessarily looking for like, oh, I need you to pay things, because like you said, in reality, men expecting women to pay for certain things is like, you're not expecting a woman to pay for anything. Like, the woman is surprised, to be honest with you. But when it comes to the things that he is incapable of doing on his own. He might run a business and he might need a secretary for his business. You might have to be a secretary at that moment. You might have to be that confidant at the moment. You might have to be a cook. You might have to be, the cleaner. You might have to be the babysitter and everything like that. So I think that is why, sorry, because money with certain men is not the issue. They like other things that they need from a woman, that feminine touch to help them to get through it. Certain men they down and a woman could come and say, you know what, I love you anyway. You're doing a good job. I respect you. I'm proud of you. That little bit of encouragement for certain men goes further than giving them, hey, here go $50. Figure it out. So I just think it's just the mind perspective of the man that you're dealing with at that time. Now, if he a dude that he ain't really got it all together and he trying to do something, you're trying to get the house, you're trying to buy the car, you're trying to do those things, and then you meet a partner, then that's different. But other men who's already financially kind of situated, I mean, certain of them they moving the women in their house just because that they like and they like to have this person around them. So I said all depends on where the man at in terms of his life and what he's looking for.
Okay. So the finance matter. And so one of the things I heard Mr. Money Duffel say is that he said something about like there are roles in terms of a relationship. He said there are some things that a woman's supposed to do and a man's supposed to do. Is there really a thing where you just like, even in say the 50-50 or how the relationship, like, doesn't that like kind of like, hey, you hold your part in terms of a gender portion of it and I do my part? How do you feel about that, Travis? You feel like you want to keep it that sort. So you feel like it should be, they should hold down one area, a man should hold down one area more than a woman. Can you hear me?
You talking
You
to me?
talking to me?
Yes, sir.
And what was the question?
Never mind. I said, do you feel like you said there were certain genders roles that a person should have to hold? Like a woman should do one thing, a man should be able to do what other thing. What was it? What did you mean by that?
So, as in home, let's use a home. You living together with the partner. We'll say I won't per se laundry. Uh, Vacuuming the home and stuff like that, mopping the home. Like I understand both parties can do it, but it's preferably one party to want to do it.
Oh, okay.
You understand what
So
I'm
more like
saying?
one.
As well
Oh,
as uh changing the sheets. You could both do it, but preferably you will want one person to do it. Like you will want one
okay.
person to, you both could cook. You both can cook, but preferably you will want one person to do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Like what? Like I'll give you an idea. Even like the way I was brought up was like in terms of relationship. I seen more from the front of like you do whatever you can. Like it wasn't really identity. I guess about taking out the trash. Like that's one
Got
thing
you.
they really hold dudes to or say a man to. Like your job is taking out the trash. Like that's one undefined. That's one role that kind of doesn't really have any like but I will do it. I mean, sometimes they may throw the trash out if they lonely at home. I mean, home by themselves and they have to do it, then they have to. So that's like the one definitive thing that a man role a man has. But like where I was brought up is where I was taught to be versatile. Like, I mean, I could cook my own food. I could fold my own clothes. Like, if I got in a relationship, it was just like it's more of like I feel like a person. I won't I won't say allow. I allow somebody to help me out in these areas. It's more like I could do it myself, but we working together because if I'm falling short, he help me sub. So it's like that's where the 50 part come in. And so with my building up, I don't really need nobody to wash my clothes. I don't really need nobody to cook my food. I mean, but I'm acceptable to that being done. As long as you can cook good, we good. And then as long as you don't wash clothes and throw it in there without laundry detergent or I won't let you dry my clothes if you if like leaving them wet and talking about smelling the stink. Like
Exactly.
those things
Like
I'll be like, okay, cool. Now I just have to do this myself. And then you have to
and
be good at something. So then I'll let you do whatever you're good at. If you're organizational skills as a person, you be the organizer. Don't get mad at me for my dysfunctions organizer. That's your 50% bringing it in. Like so that's like it was always like the like I think society has transitioned more so from this is that like the man was like the working person and the woman was the housing person. But now with the 50-50, we both working, we both come home to maintain the house. So that's where you got to hold your 50% at. And I think that's where most women they hold on to the fact that the old school structure where the man went out to work all day but we can't hold them to the accountability of like being a house mom, taking care of the kids, doing that because they are working too. And so that's like the 50-50 kind of goes out the door, but it's on both parties to make sure everything is taken care of then. So that's the 50 portion of it.
Hmm.
All right. And so a lot of times, so like really, I mean, now that like say relationships are there or people are like, do you guys kind of carry some of the same things like and say, do you mix business and pleasure together? Like, so should one be a part of your business?
I never had that opportunity, so
Okay.
I
Never
don't
had
know.
the opportunity. Okay. Yeah.
Nah.
And so like because P said earlier, she said like if you need a secretary, they could be a secretary. If you needed this, they could be that for you. And
Hmm.
I mean I don't mind. I want she helping and not in the way. Or anybody. I think business part like power couples are it. Like you know what I'm saying? Power
Yeah,
couples, two people together
absolutely.
making it happen, making it work, whether it's a relationship, partnership, whether it's a business relationship. I think it all
Yeah.
works. It all works the same.
I
It
mean,
all
you got that. That's perfect. Ideally, relationship. You're working together both ways. I mean, but it doesn't happen a lot. Not that I mean, does it?
for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure. And so, man, it was good having these Money to Trap, and we also had P on today, man. It's a good
Yeah,
podcast. How you feeling, Cody? How you feel about today? Good,
it's good. Yeah, I like it.
cool, man. I think
I
it's gonna
like
be something
being
different for the
a
people
contributor, and you did good with the questions. You kept it flowing, kept it good, and it's
for sure,
good.
for
Like
sure.
if
We
you're gonna
still
interview,
live,
you gotta keep
so
it
it's
a
cool.
flow like that.
Yeah.
So you're doing good, and
Thanks,
I
man. I
want to
really
keep doing the
appreciate you for
same.
joining on today.
Yeah,
And this is just for another episode of Speak Your Truth. We appreciate
yeah,
everybody tuning in today. Make sure you like, share, comment. If you want to support the hustle, down at the bottom, it does give you a cash app if you want to cash out. Make sure you
mm,
follow everybody on there. Rumble, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever social media
yeah,
you're on. Appreciate you.
yeah, definitely.